we obviously have Hasuobs versus Marine, which was Mouse versus Mouse. So Mousebots are guaranteed at least one player in the final. And they're going to be going up against either Socke or ShoWTimE in the finals. Right now it's looking like Socke. After the past 3 games, right now it is looking like that man on screen. Let's jump in just a second to Whirlwind as things load up and get good to go. Game number 4 on one of the oldest maps in the map pool here. ShoWTimE looking to bring things back to a 2-2 standing. So there we go. These 2 guys on screen looking to battle it out once again. All right. So, spawning up to the top right as our blue Protoss representing ESC Icy Box, it is ShoWTimE. And up to the top left, we have our red Protoss. It is Socke. Socke. Okie dokies. So, interesting spawning positions. Depends on how quickly and how avidly somebody's going to actually scout out here. But for now, I'm not anticipating anything too crazy. We've seen ShoWTimE often scouting out for proxies very, very quickly in his main, but on a map like Whirlwind, you don't necessarily need to do something like that to account for what your opponent's up to. All 4 spawning positions are available here, obviously. So it's much less likely for your opponent to really say, I'm going to go for a proxy, guys, and then just send a probe to the applicable spot. 1 out of 3. A difficult skill. But he is already going to send a probe out, and it looks like it's going south. All right, well, he's going to spot his opponent last. That's a bit sad there for ShoWTimE. And wow, Socke's already throwing down a pylon on the very, very edge here. Now, okay, this can work a few ways. There's obviously the opportunity here for Socke to throw down his tech on the very, very edge and then just play it out. As is the opportunity here for ShoWTimE to do so as well. But when the probes start scouting the bases, if they come along, have a look around near the main, near the natural, and near the mineral line, and see that there is only 1 pylon down for the most part, if he were to able to reach there, that quickly. Oh wow, and Socke's going to scout south as well. So neither player really getting the best opportunity to spot what's going on early. So I can pretty much invalidate what I was going to say next in regards to if the scout was out there quickly and only saw 1 pylon and didn't manage to scout out on a perimeter position of this base. It'd be like, whoa, what's going on then? But as you can see, we're going to have, I think, Stargate, yeah. And then maybe even Stargate over here as well. So I'd be curious to see what ShoWTimE's going to be up to. I would imagine Stargate. I do love Stargate on this map, and there we go, there's Stargate as well. Stargate on this map, it's such a big map, it provides great mobility, and right now, considering that neither player has really spotted the other one, it's a good option as an all-rounder, right? Both players are probably just going to go into an Oracle, but if one of them sniffed the other player out in terms of what they were doing, then one would go straight into a Phoenix. Or we could see, actually, one of them just go straight into a Phoenix. There we go, actually. And say, well, you know, this is a great map for Stargate. I think that you are probably going to try and open up with some kind of Oracle play. I haven't scouted you out yet. I have to account for such things. And even if I was against something like a Dark Shrine again, getting an Observer out, getting an Oracle out with Chrono Boost doesn't take the longest of time. Look at this, Socke. This is, he anticipates it. He knows it's on the way. Socke, really, really good game sense. Really good series sense in terms of how he's played this out. Sorry, my hand was a little bit shaky there. Let's just get a bit excited. And he just sits across it. Like, you actually can't... You actually can't let the Oracle finish. I was going to say, you can't let it happen. It's just the most horrendous thing. So that wastes a lot of production time here. Although ShoWTimE has set himself up for a secondary option, which is going to be the pylon here, a little bit of gateway harassment. Socke knows that this is the case. So he's trying to crank out that Void Ray as quickly as possible. Actually, that's going to die before Photon Overcharge even gets out. Oh, he needs 7 seconds, but he's not going to get it. Oh, ShoWTimE. The Phoenix do come back to try and kill off what they can, but he doesn't really have that much firepower. Socke's in trouble. He has to pull off probes. The fact that he got that Mothership Core 6 seconds before it had Photon Overcharge for that Nexus is a huge, huge deal. And if he gets that pylon as well, oh, but he's not going to let it. That Void Ray comes out at just the right moment. He did lose a few workers, but he absolutely had to stay off this defense. Ooh, close calls. Close calls here in game number 4. ShoWTimE with some very, very well calculated gateway aggression. That's what makes 3-gate Oracle so dangerous, even if, well, even if you don't have the opportunity to use the Oracle at all. Socke's production only really just kicked in at the very end of that engagement. And again, losing that Mothership Core was a brutal, brutal blow. But now, we're just going to sit and wait. The unfortunate thing for ShoWTimE here is he can't really push up the ramp without running a huge risk thanks to the force field potential that is here for Socke. So he's just going to sit around and light contain for now. Whilst we have Phoenix versus Phoenix production continuing. And he's just going to sit around next to this Stargate that he has to push him away from. Some free damage for a second, but he only went through shields and shields alone. So Socke can be okay with that. And there is some Zealot harassment actually going on at the main here. So it's pretty much... this is something that we see... I mean, it's a standard of Protoss versus anything nowadays, right? Just, you know, warping in Zealots over the other side and you know, harassing where you can. But Socke and Hasu Ops, more so than not, almost in every single game I see them play, somehow, some way manage to sneak some Zealots in. Be it in WCS, be it EPS, be it any of the weekly cups that these guys have played in. It's good to watch. But the Phoenix versus Phoenix production has not stopped. I'm wondering who's going to commit to an expansion and then a second Stargate to really start kicking up that Phoenix production, because if you can win the Phoenix war, generally, even if you've got like just 1 or 2 more Phoenix in a fight, I would say 2 or so, you can actually win the fight massive, super convincingly. Whoa, hold the phone. Actually, Guardian Shields have been thrown up for both players here. Socke trying to focus fire down on some of these Phoenix, but unit counts right now is 4 against 3, and ShoWTimE's firepower in his army is just too much. Socke just took too much damage at the very, very beginning of this game, and it snowballed out of control for that 3 gateways worth of production to always continue and power on through. Socke, for all intents and purposes, probably shouldn't have been out there, as he didn't have the firepower necessary if an engagement like that were just to come straight up. And Stalker's here for ShoWTimE, gonna kill off Phoenix after Phoenix, Stalker after Stalker, and then tie up this series 2-2. GG. ShoWTimE making it happen. Wow. Again, these new Blood versus Old Blood games are gonna be very exciting for me, because they are that close. They are that close. You have an absolute veteran in the form of Socke who played Brood War for years upon years upon years and did pretty well for himself in terms of the foreign scene, was one of the strongest foreigners, but then in StarCraft 2 has always been considered one of the strongest Germans. And now these new bloods, this ShoWTimE looking to rival that. 2-2 apiece here in this best of 5. As he ties it up and looks to advance on. This would be a big win for ShoWTimE. A big, big win if he can make it. It's as far as he's ever been in EPS. And taking out a former champion in the form of Socke would be very, very good. I'm under the impression, though, we're going to be going to a short break. But I don't think so. We can just chill out and have a bit more of a chat. So we're going to get on to Derelict Watcher in a little bit. Is the main stream on a break, Finn? I mean, this is pretty casual and relaxed, so... You want to go to like a 2-minute break or something? Yeah, nah. Having a lovely chat with my producer. All right, so we'll go to a short break, and then when we're back, we'll have game number 5 in this best of 5 between Socke and ShoWTimE.